to Missouri, in which they only lost by 5 points. Their 2 other losses, to Tulsa by 2, and they played them again in the championship game and lost in overtime 33-27.
That's
the main reasons for...
Now, my nigga, imagine losing to the same team twice in a row, my nigga. Y'all telling me y'all did the same shit again? Like, y'all ain't switched no play call up. Y'all just did the same thing again and lost, my nigga.
Two, and they played.
Getting that from me long. Slide. Everybody up to me climbing the stick. LP right the Navy, we flipping it ride. 392 mini drunk in the scat. Young crew throw the back for the tank you to slide. 3v3 to the nigga lacking.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Cook Up Drake, man. And I'm back with another YouTube video, bro. And today, my nigga, we got from 3rd overall pick to disappearing. What happened to Blake Bortles? Now, my nigga, y'all don't know, my nigga. This nigga Blake Bortles used to be one of the ones, my nigga. And I'm not gonna lie, I still forgot about bro as well because until I crossed this video, bro, I have not seen or heard about bro since then. Like, what happened, Blake? So we finna find out this video. So if you're new here, bro, leave a like, comment, subscribe down below. Follow me, all my stuff on the screen. They should link in the description as well. Hit that post notification bell so I get notified when I drop a new video. And it's your boy Cook Up Drake. Let's get into this video. Oh.
10 years ago, there was a quarterback who was flying up NFL draft boards. Scouts were loving what they were seeing out of this guy. The crazy thing about it, he wasn't even a Power 5 quarterback, but that didn't matter. He was all of 6'4", 230 pounds, and he fit.
Yeah, it's like 4 a.m. right now, so I don't know if I already said that. So you know, yeah.
Perfect mold for a franchise quarterback. He got selected with the 3rd overall pick in the 2014 NFL Draft. The following season in 2015, he would lead the NFL in passing yards. Yeah. But in less than 5 years after leading the National Football League in passing yards, he would disappear. It was strange, very strange, to say the least. There's many questions people have been asked about this guy even till this day. But however, it all circles back to the one, and I mean the one big question we're going to try to get to the bottom of in today's video. What really happened to Blake Bortles?
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hope all of you having a great day. Or
you know, I'm not going to try to do a lot of pausing because this is a 17-minute video. So, yeah.
Night whenever you're watching this. If not, hope this video can make it a little bit better. And shout out to this comment right here for requesting this video. If you have any recommendations for player stories you want to see, leave a comment down below. And who knows, we might make that. Also, shout out to the super chats on the recent video. But what is this? We need to collab making bacon. Okay. Bro, what do you mean we need a collab? Who are you? Secondly, my name is not Making Bacon. What even is that? That threw me for a loop. But let's lock in. Let's get down to business. And you already know. To get into Blake Bortles' story, we got to throw it all the way back to where things started. Mr. Blake Bortles plays high school football in the state of Florida, where he really wasn't a highly sought-after recruit. He was only listed as a 3-star and one of the lower-ranked players we've ever covered. Had a composite rating, which is a combination of all the rankings out there, of, we'll just round this, I'm not going to say all the numbers, 86. And in the entire nation, he was listed as the 815th best overall recruit.
Now, my nigga, for you to be the 815th best recruit, and still make it to the league, bro. Just, hey, give you your props, my boy.
Not exactly great, so you could assume he didn't have the Alabamas, the Georgias, the Floridas, Miamis, Ohio States, Texases of the world calling him left and right. But what he did have is offers from Western Kentucky, Tulane, Purdue, Colorado State, and most importantly, UCF. UCF made a ton of sense, and it was a match made in heaven. They'll take a 3-star for them. That's the equivalent of getting a 4 or 5-star. And Blake Bortles, it's a win-win because he's from the state of Florida, and he could win the starting job easily there. Fast forward time into the 2011 season, he would split time at the quarterback position with Godfrey, so he wasn't the full-time starter. UCF didn't have that great of a football team. They finished that year 5-7, but I'm throwing in there he wasn't a full-time starter, so...
So they started that season off good with Blake 62-0, and that's gone 30-3. Yeah, y'all started. Yeah.
These numbers make a little more sense. In 10 games played, he completed 68% of his passes, but he only had 110 attempts, 6 touchdowns, 3 INTs. I think we can all agree, not a large sample size, but in 2012, this would be his team in his year to put his name on the map. I would say all in all, UCF had a very good season. They had 4 losses that year. 2 of those were to Power 5 opponents, most notably Ohio State.
Nah, look, 31 to put 16 up against Ohio State. It's crazy, my nigga.
16. That's a respectable score.
Yeah.
The other one came to Missouri, in which they only lost by 5 points. Their 2 other losses, to Tulsa by 2, and they played them again in the championship game and lost in overtime 33-27.
That's
The main reasons for
now, my nigga, imagine losing to the same team twice in a row, my nigga. Y'all telling me y'all did the same shit again? Like, y'all ain't switched no play call up. Y'all just did the same thing again and lost, my nigga.
2, and they played them again in the championship game and lost in overtime 33-27. A main reasons for the Knights' turnaround in 2012 compared to 2011 was Blake Bortles. In 2011, he only had 110 attempts. In 2012, he almost had 400, completing 63% of his passes, had 3,000 passing yards with 25 touchdowns and 7 INTs. That's pretty dang solid.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, his 2012 season was way better. Like, girl, it's his breakout year for sure.
Forget to mention and throw in there, he also added 8 rushing touchdowns on the ground. How about that? At this point in time in our story, everybody's going, wait a minute, this Bortles kid, he's not just, pretty good. No. He's really good. He has a ton of potential. The big dilemma people had, or I'd say a better way of putting it is, the big question people had is this right here. Is it a fluky year? Can he repeat the same performance the following season in 2013? And outside of that, here's another doubt people had. Yeah, he put up good numbers, had a good year, yada, 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 this, that, and the third. We could rant rave on it. You get the point. But he's not doing it against Power 5 competition. So it was really hard to put him on this pedestal and label him as an elite NFL quarterback prospect after just 1 year. We needed more. With some heavy expectations on not just him, but this UCF football team heading into 2013, Bortles delivered. His completion percentage was already fine, but he increased it from 63 to 68. Passing yards went up to nearly 3,600, same as 2012. He had 25 touchdowns to 9 INTs. Also had 6 rushing touchdowns that year, but the most important thing about all of this is scouts, they bought in. These NFL GMs and teams were loving what they were seeing out of Bortles. They saw a franchise quarterback in him. They saw a true leader. It wasn't just that his numbers were good. He was turning around this UCF football program and team. In 2013, they went 12-1, won their bowl game, the Tostitos Fiesta Bowl against Baylor 52-42. The only game they lost that year was at South Carolina, and they lost by 3 points. And that's what really, if you could ask me, drew in these NFL teams. Not that he's just a stereotypical NFL quarterback and he's making some good throws. It's the fact he could carry a team to victory. He could rally the troops and play 12th ranked South Carolina.
His 2013 season? Yeah, this year's right here for surely put this nigga in the league, bro. Beat Penn State. Memphis, Louisville. Oh my God, he was cooking.
See, close. He could rally the troops and upset 8th-ranked Louisville at Louisville 38-35. He outscored them. He could rally the troops and beat Baylor, who nobody thought UCF was going to beat in the Fiesta Bowl.
That's
NFL
crazy.
scouts love to see a quarterback in college who can defy the odds and overcome adversity. It's really easy when you're the quarterback of Alabama, Ohio State, or Texas because you got all the 5-star weapons around you that you could desire.
This nigga
it's much more difficult.
Think about it. They really think about that shit. This nigga Blake Bortles had damn near future DoorDash drivers on his team, bro. Gotta think about that shit.
To upset teams like Louisville and Baylor when you don't have those 5 stars. That's what boosted his draft stock, is he was winning these games, I'm not going to say with bums, but just not great talent. And don't get me wrong when I say that, because you're going to have some people say, Matt, well, UCF had good teams those years. You know what I'm talking to. I'm comparing their talent to Alabama, Ohio State, and the list goes on and on and on. After that fabulous year in 2013, he would announce that he was going to forego his final year, which would be his senior season, and enter the 2014 NFL Draft. Didn't shock anybody because he was one of the top quarterbacks on the board, and this is where he got selected in the first round with the 3rd overall pick by the Jacksonville Jaguars. He got a very nice rookie contract.
No,
for those
my
of
nigga,
you
think
that
about that shit from the 115th ranked player, I think, to the 3rd pick in the NFL draft. My nigga, that's crazy.
Interested in the numbers, he got $20.6 million doubloons guaranteed.
Damn.
Yeah, that's very nice if you would ask me. And he wouldn't make his NFL debut, even though he was selected that high, until week 3 when they benched Chad Henne. Came into the game, did pretty good, but it was a blowout. Had 2 touchdowns, also 2 interceptions. But the reason I bring this up, and it was a turning point in his career, the head coach at the time announced that he was going to be the starter moving forward. I thought this was pretty interesting when I was doing all my digging and research for this video. In his first career start against the San Diego Chargers, he had 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown, 2 INTs. Not good. They wound up losing the game.
Damn.
But here's what caught my eye. He went 29 for 37, had 253 passing yards, but that is the highest completion percentage for a rookie in his first start in the history of the NFL. He completed, I know he had 2 interceptions, so it wipes it away, but he still completed 78.4% of his passes.
Damn.
Thought that was pretty neat, but you're going to start to see a pattern here. Bortles, he had some turnover problems. In that 2014
I'm
season,
not gonna
he
lie,
would start.
turnover problems, my nigga. Damn. 11 TDs, 17 interceptions again. Blake, time to wrap it up, my boy.
13 games. He went 3-10 in those games. Completed, we'll round up, 59% of his passes. Had 2,900 passing yards, which ain't too shabby. 11 touchdowns. Here's what's going to concern you. Major red flag. 17 interceptions. You never like to see a quarterback having more INTs than touchdowns. But, hey, he's a rookie. We've seen him before. Remember Peyton Manning's rookie season? Not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. You're not going to write him off, especially your 3rd overall pick. It also didn't help that he's with the Jacksonville Jaguars. At the time, they were awful. Heading into the next year, 2015, there were some ups, but there were also a lot of downs. You'll see what I'm talking about. He went 5-11 as a starter, completed, again, 59% of his passes, but he set a franchise record for most passing yards in a season. He had 4,428 passing yards to be exact.
Damn.
So that's great. Hey, you'll clap it up for him.
Oh, God.
Also had 35
23?
passing touchdowns. That's nice. Clap it up for him. But again, he had 18 interceptions. That led the NFL that season.
That's crazy.
So you can take the good with the bad. The good is, hey, he threw for 4,400 passing yards, franchise record. The bad is, you're still losing games and you're leading the league in interceptions. But that is who Blake Bortles was, not just in the
NFL. Especially if you don't win, like, that don't mean, like, yeah, you got 4,000 passing yards, but them 18 interceptions, you know what I'm saying? So you got to win it all.
Fell, but dating back to his college days. You saw the numbers. He had 25 passing touchdowns in 2 years at UCF back-to-back, but he was also averaging right at 8, 9, 10 interceptions a season, which ain't good. And you can bet your best bet if you're throwing 10 interceptions a year in college, you're probably going to double that in the NFL, and he did that. Heading into 2016, this is what I'm going to label as it was the put up or shut up year for Bortles. The fans, the entire team, the organization, they're going, all right, look, you've had a couple years to get your feet wet, and yeah, you had 4,400 passing yards last year, but we got to start winning some games. These numbers have to equate to wins, and let's just say, well, this is kind of awkward. It actually got worse. They went 3-13. He completed, again, 59% of his passes, had 3,900 passing yards, 23 touchdowns,
I never knew shit got this bad with niggas, bro. So, like, because I don't really, so I'm pretty sure like everybody follow everybody, like every player career, unless you are a fan of that team. Well, like I said, I never knew he went through this slump. Like, that's crazy as hell. Like, when I was younger, I used to hear Blake Bortles' name all the time. Now, but I didn't know he was, like, you know what I'm saying, this ass, you know.
Bingo, pattern recognition, 16 INTs. Touchdown interception ratio actually got worse. Heading into 2017, which will be his 4th year with the Jacksonville Jaguars, they actually opened up the quarterback competition. Although there was a battle going on, he did wind up winning it. He was named the starter. And it was a very odd season. You'll see what I'm talking about. He didn't really play that good, but they had an outstanding defense. And as a starter, he finally turned around that win-to-loss ratio. He went 10-6. Completion percentage, it was decent. Same old, around 60%. Had 3,700 passing yards, 21 touchdowns, and 13 INTs. So you see the touchdown-interception ratio, not too much better. He still turned the ball over, but they're just relying on the defense. They make the playoffs at 10-6. Nobody's expecting this team to do anything, especially with Bortles back there. But they beat the Bills in the first game 10-3.
Okay.
Bortles in that playoff game only had 87 passing yards.
What the
You want to know the funny thing about it? He was the leading rusher, and he actually had more rushing yards than passing yards. 87 passing.
My nigga, this is terrible, my nigga. Now, look, I hope this don't ever happen again. Like, if you are a quarterback and you have more rushing yards than passing yards, my nigga, just wrap it up, bro. Wrap it up, man. Take it home, bro. Because that shit is not okay, twin. Now, like, how the fuck is that possible? Like, are you a quarterback or are you a running back, man? Choose wisely, bro. That shit have been
88 rushing. His legs helped him notch over the win against the Bills, and they make it to the next game against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Nobody in the world was giving the Jaguars a shot to win this game, especially coming off of that, I know you won, but somewhat miserable performance on offense against the Bills. Well, what do you know? Bortles in the offense, they had a fire lit inside them, and they put up a 45-burger on the Steelers.
That's crazy.
Bortles plays arguably one of the better games, if not the best game, of his entire career. Just from a game managing perspective, I don't think it gets too much better than this, especially when you're talking about the magnitude of it. The playoffs. Went 14 for 26, had 200 passing yards, 1 touchdown. Most important thing, 0 interceptions. He didn't put the ball in harm's way. Jaguars win that game, and you look up, a team that was just kind of up and down all year long is 1 game away from the Super Bowl. But guess who they got to go up against? The man, the myth, the legend himself, Tom Brady. Similar to the Steelers, everybody's going, yeah, they just got lucky to get here. Patriots, they're going to curb stomp them. But that wasn't the case. Patriots got very fortunate to win this game because in the fourth quarter, they were trailing by 10. The Jaguars had it. Patriots were trailing 20.
So y'all niggas telling me the Jaguars couldn't beat the Patriots, twin? And when you were just 2014 when that Malcolm Butler INT? That's crazy. I never knew that. So you telling me if the Jaguars would have never blew that 10-point lead, it would have been the Seahawks and the Jacksonville Jaguars in the Super Bowl, and the Seahawks would have beat that ass. I'm sorry. That should have been crazy.
In the fourth quarter, and well, Tom Brady does Tom Brady. They scored 2 touchdowns and win 24-20. Bortles didn't play bad at all, and I got to give him credit. He really took great care of the ball, and that was the recipe for success for that team that season. As long as he wasn't turning the ball over, they were A-okay, and they could lean on the defense. The problem against the Patriots...
And this nigga had more passing yards than Tom Brady, my nigga. That's crazy.
End of it, they were playing not to
Think
lose.
about it. This nigga first playoff game, this nigga had more rushing yards than passing yards. Now this nigga doing better than Tom.
And it came back to bite him in the butt. But when you take everything into consideration, as bad as this, not just team, but this franchise was for years and years, they were only 1 quarter away from making the Super Bowl. That is unreal to think about, at least for me, because I remember watching all this unfold. This Jacksonville Jaguars team, I hate to discredit them, but they were not that good. And they were almost in the Super Bowl. Yet again, defense, really good offense.
If they would have won the Super Bowl, this Jacksonville Jaguar team would have been in the worst teams to make the Super Bowl list. I promise you. They want to be number 1 through 5, but they'd be like 10 through like 6.
Yeah, not so much. With the 2017 season coming to an end, Bortles, it was time for him to get a new contract, and he somehow somewhat convinced the Jaguars to re-sign him. In February 2018, he signed a 3-year, $54 million contract with the Jaguars through the 2020 season. Damn. I don't know how he finagled that, but hey, it is what it is. You can say all you want about, well, Matt, they almost made the Super Bowl like you just talked about. That's why they gave him the deal. But let me remind you, Bortles didn't even have that good of a season. He was just okay. But I get it. If you don't re-sign Bortles, who are you going to get? And that's a great rebuttal. Regardless of how I feel about it, they brought Bortles back, and they got off to a good start. They started the 2018 season 3-1. But only a few weeks later, Bortles was just turning the ball over left and right, whether it be interceptions or fumbling it, and they beat
it's like niggas get. It's like teams from week 1 through 4, they hot, and when the rest of the shit, they just get ass. But the team that start off slow 1 through 4, like weeks 1 through 4, they'll be the teams that make it to the playoffs in the Super Bowl.
Texans. How do I put this into a better perspective? If you were to look up the definition of a walk-in turnover, there'd be a picture of Blake Bortles right next to it. I'm not even just talking about interceptions, guys. He was fumbling the ball every other play.
That's how you know a nigga was throwing. That's how you know a nigga was stressing. Son. Nigga hairline receding and all. And it's like this nigga, what, fifth season in the league, my nigga? That's crazy, son. This nigga don't need a lineup, my boy. Damn.
One point in time, regained the starting job back, but all in all, in 12-game start that year, he went 3-9. It was bad.
That's
Completion
crazy.
percentage, same old. Passing yards, 2,700, had 13 passing touchdowns to 12 INTs. Not good. You probably know where we're going with this.
I can tell. Look at this nigga hairline. This nigga stressing, bro. Stressing terribly. Damn, Blake. I know he going through shit at home. Like, this how you know when a nigga know his job cooked, when a nigga hairline start looking like this, bro. Yeah, he like, yo, my job done. I'm stressing and shit. Gotta look for a job now. I'm not.
Right, yeah, this is not our guy. Why did we give him a 3-year, $54 million extension? Nah, we got to release him. So they let him go. But the Rams, in March of 2019, they would pick him up.
Ooh,
Nothing worth talking about happened there. He was a
Rams.
backup quarterback. He only threw 2 passes that entire season. In 2020, he did get picked up by the Broncos, but only about a month later, they released him. He then got re-signed by the Rams, but he never played another game for them. He was just a practice squad guy. After
That's
that,
crazy.
the Green Bay Packers signed him to a one-year deal in 2021. Same thing that happened with the Rams and Broncos. He's just there as a practice squad guy and an emergency quarterback.
That's
Never played a
crazy.
game, wound up releasing him, and late in 2021 in December, he got picked up by the Saints. And all throughout that really 2020, 2021, and 2022 season, nobody heard too much about this guy because, may I remind you, it's not like he was a backup quarterback. He was a practice squad guy for all these teams. He was the emergency guy in case the backup got hurt.
Yeah.
Nobody knew what was going on. Nobody heard anything about him. And then he randomly goes on a podcast and says this, quote unquote, "I didn't tell anybody I retired. A couple months ago, probably. Just didn't tell anyone. So I guess you guys are kind of the first to hear it publicly." Maybe.
Oh,
That's what he
that's
said.
crazy.
So when he announced it on the podcast, that was the first time anybody had any confirmation that Bortles has retired.
Oh,
If you got to
I
ask me,
never-
number one, I think it's kind of funny.
Yeah,
And number
I never
two,
knew that.
I think that's the best way to go out because he wasn't seeking attention or anything like that. He just wanted to disappear, and disappear he did. Think about it. You had guys on a podcast asking him, "Hey, how's the NFL career going?" or "What's next?" He's like, "Oh, yeah, I forgot to tell the world that I retired." What? It's crazy, but guess what?
Yeah.
When you got 50, 60, 70 million dollars, you don't care. And he didn't care, and I don't blame him because he's got no incentive to care about the NFL at that point. It's like, whatever, man. I got my money. I had a cool career. I'm out. As to what he's been up to during his disappearance, here's what he had to say. "I'm just working on my golf game and enjoying life." This guy isn't on social media anywhere, and you know why it's so hard to find information on him when I was doing my research for this video? Because he doesn't want any information out there. That is the best way to go out. Make $50 million disappear. I got to clap it up to him again.
Yeah, gotta give him his prop though.
That's
You
the
want
game
it,
plan.
man.
That's how you do it. Get your money, get out. Don't let anybody know anything about your personal life or what you got going on. Staying out of trouble, enjoying life, and like he said, he's just working on his golf game every day. You got to ask me, okay, here's the thing. You can say what you want about his NFL career or his football abilities, but he didn't just win at football or lose at football. He beat the game of life. And
Yeah, that's what
I'd
I
argue
said.
that's
He
the
won
most
in
important
life,
thing.
so.
As to when I am speaking and making this video, as to when you're watching it, more likely, he's either golfing, on vacation, at his lake house, beach house. He's doing something that's cool, a leisure activity. He's just chilling. He doesn't got to worry about bills, doesn't got to worry about money, doesn't got to worry about anything. But let's go back to his football abilities. Was he a great NFL quarterback?
Hell
No.
no.
Absolutely not. Was he a good one? No. Absolutely not.
He was
That's
terrible.
my personal opinion. Let me know your thoughts down below. But you know what he was, and you can't take this away from him. He was average. He was an average.
Yeah, he
NFL
was average
quarterback.
QB though.
Had his ups, had his downs, had his bright moments, had his good moments.
I know.
also had
Look,
his
I know.
fair
Once he seen that $54 million contract, he like, yes, nigga, I'm good. Thank you.
share of bad moments and bad plays. Wasn't very consistent, couldn't avoid the disastrous plays, and that's why he only played in the NFL for about roughly 5 years. But good gosh almighty, I guarantee you this, he has zero regrets whatsoever. He finessed the system. Average quarterback, and he got paid roughly $56 million in his entire career. And it wasn't even a 15-year career. He only worked for about 5 years.
That's
like
what
we're
I'm
talking.
saying, for like
So
5
much respect
years,
to him,
bro.
to Blake Bortles. If you're somehow somebody seeing this video, my brother, hope you're enjoying retirement. Many more things I could say when it off here. Let me know your thoughts down below. But
Shit. But look, if I enjoyed this video, well, before anything, because Jacksonville Jaguar fans, how y'all feel about Blake Bortles, man? Y'all fuck with him or not? I'm pretty sure y'all ain't fuck with him until that one season where y'all almost made the Super Bowl. No, so other than that, I know y'all ain't fuck with Buddy ass at all. But if I enjoyed this video, bro, leave a like, come scroll down below, follow me on my socials on the screen. Next link in the description as well. On the road to 1,000 subscribers. Make sure y'all boys set up a notification bell and I catch y'all boys in the next one. Jeez.
Is that from me long? Slide, everybody duck to me, climbing the stick. LP right the Navy, we flipping it ride. 392 mini drink in the scat, young your crew throw the back for the tank, you to slide. 3v3 to a